Welcome to ArchRivals Football Season 4. Sponsored by Raz Energy, Steiner Sports, and Super Draft Pro. Here is your starting lineup for Season 4. Number 20, Darnell, the Playmaker, Sallins. Number 96, Alex, the Bear Man, Kazzaz. And number 69, Ricky, the Master of Mayhem, Litwinkowich. Kickoff is starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ArchRivals Football. Week 2 is in the books. A lot of craziness happening week 2. That's the reason why you don't see the mess of Mayhem on the screen, because he's hiding, because he's trying to hide from what is coming his way. But you know me, the Playmaker down in Sallins here, switching the worlds, filling in right now. My brother out there in Texas, Alex, how you doing, sir?
I'm actually doing pretty good.
Doing pretty good. And I brought a guest in because his team was on Monday night, and I felt the need that if it went the way that I thought it was going to go, I should bring him on. And that's my man who represents the Philadelphia Eagles and a man who has helped me on my journey in this sports media world. Eric Wilson, how you doing?
Man, thank you so much for having me on. This is a blessing. And, hey, Playmaker, you do your thing, man. As long as I can be there for you, you know what's up. You know what time it is.
Yeah, I really appreciate everything you do for me, but I'm not going to take too much of your time because he has other business, and that man's one busy man, and I know it. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Fellas, Monday Night Football. We started off with the Bills and the Titans up in Orchard Park of Buffalo. And let's be honest. Did we not see this coming? Did we not see this coming?
Let me just say this, if I may. If you're a wrestling fan, you'll definitely get a kick out of this. Will somebody stop the damn match? Enough's enough.
Yeah, I think it's about time we acknowledge the Buffalo Bills for who they are. And I know it's only 2 weeks in, but they handed it to the defending champs opening night and then follow that up with just basically doing whatever they wanted to the Tennessee Titans. I mean, goodness gracious. Someone please stop the bleeding. Throw the towel in, something.
Like in Rocky, throw the towel.
It was and I was on somebody else's show, and they asked me, what was my thing for the Titans? But I told them, I said, y'all better take the cover because the avalanche is coming.
Hey, Playmaker, you know, it's interesting you asked us if we saw this coming, because you remember the prediction I made when we made our picks for the season, and you remember what I said about Tennessee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think in my case, I can definitely justify saying that I did see this coming.
And I'm just gonna say this, and I'm pretty sure the Master Man, he can chime in too. Well, when we did the AFC South, we all looked and jacked it up right about now, because nothing's going right in the AFC South right about
No comment.
I'll chime in and say, when you look at this division, the fact that Jacksonville is leading the AFC South, I think should speak volumes to not only the quarterbacks that are in this division, but also who's coaching. Frank Reich is supposed to be this phenomenal head coach, and you have all the weapons that you could possibly need, and your quarterback last year couldn't get it done, and it looks like this year it's more of the same. Houston, listen, I love Lovie Smith, and I think Davis Mills is a serviceable quarterback, but there has been more of the same with them. And then Tennessee, I told everybody after A.J. Brown came to Philly, I said the Tennessee Titans are going to be one-dimensional. You're going to give the ball to King Henry, and you're going to let him just run over people. And now we're seeing defenses, what are they doing? Putting 8 in the box and saying, okay, run through us if you can.
King Henry's not doing that. I hate to say it. King here is coming out struggling. And you know you don't want to put a ball around Tannehill's ankle after what happened in that AFC divisional game with Cincinnati, which I'm gonna get to later with those Bengals, or as the man want to call them, Bungles, which they lived up to on Sunday.
Speaking of Tannehill, he got benched, didn't he?
Who, Joe Burrow?
So. No, Ryan Tannehill.
Tannehill.
Yeah. Malik Willis did come in, but from my understanding, there really wasn't that much of a difference.
I mean, yeah. The damage had been done, so at the end of the day, it was pointless, right?
Let the kid get some reps, see what he's got. You know, you drafted him in the 3rd round, 4th round, whatever it was, and you know, put him out there. Let's see what he's capable of doing or not doing.
Mm-hmm. All right, now let's get to the other game. The other game, which I thought would be a lot more closer than I thought. You can thank me or thank me because I actually gave Alex the opportunity to pick the runner, and he wanted to go with me and Ricky and go with Minnesota, and Philly just, oh my gosh.
Can I just say here on ArchRivals Football, for everybody who thinks that the Philadelphia Eagles are not going to be a true contender this year, I want y'all to keep that same energy. Please keep that same energy right now, because you're talking and you're looking at someone who has been ride or die since '76. Okay, I grew up. I know this city. I know this team. I have watched us suffer. The 4-11-1 seasons, the 4-12s, barely getting into the playoffs, the coachings that we've had to go through, the lack of weapons that we've had to go through, the quarterbacks who were relevant for like 2 games and then we couldn't find them. Now things are beginning to fall into place for us again. And listen, I'll be the first one to say, I was not a fan of our head coach when he first got off that plane in a beard in his initial press conference. Not a fan. I made it very clear. I did not like you. That is not how you show up to a job interview, especially one when you are bestowed the honor of being one of 32 head coaches in the NFL. But at this particular juncture, I will say he has made a little bit of a believer in me. I believe more in his coaching staff, but I believe in him as well because at the end of the day, he believes in us. And that's what we need. So for everybody who is still sleeping or just starting to wake up on Philly, no. Y'all can go back to bed. It's okay. We got this. We understand what lay before us. And we knew what we needed in order to be successful. Detroit gave us a run for our money, and I think people are sleeping on Detroit. I think Detroit's going to be a lot better come the end of the season, the regular season, than most people think. But for Philadelphia, listen, I will be their biggest cheerleader. I will also be their biggest critic. And right now, 2 weeks' time, what I have seen this team do against defenses that are good, I have to say to you, this reminds me of years past where we're going to put a lot of critics, we're going to silence a lot of them this season.
Okay. So what should we start with the offensive performance or should we start with the defensive performance from last night?
You can go either way, bro. Which way you want to take this? The Bear of Texas, he ain't saying nothing because I know he's a Cowboys fan and I know he got hate in his heart that I'm even on ArchRivals Football right now, but that's okay.
No,
it's all right.
He actually picked Philly to win the division.
Dude.
You did?
No.
Wow.
He picked the Eagles.
So you a sensible Cowboys fan. Okay, I like you. Okay, you a
Mr. Wilson, if I may, I'm usually bury the team more than I mean. I've gotten death from Cowboy fans. Believe me, I'm not. Okay. Let me just say it like this: Cowboy fans that say this is our year. The best way to describe them, they're idiots. All right, I can't stand them. If that clarifies the Cowboy fan that I am.
Okay. All right.
He's one of the
In other words, it's common. I got common sense.
Okay. And listen, I can respect that. I would still never pick your team to win. Let me be very clear. When I do my picks every week, there are 2 teams I choose. I pick whoever's whoever is playing Dallas, and I will pick Philly. Those are the two teams that every single week I will pick. That's just who I am.
Yeah,
And I respect it. I mean, you make your picks. I mean, like that. So, but no, I did pick the Eagles to win the division. In fact, dude, I mean, Darnell can even tell you the record I predicted for Dallas anyway.
13-4.
No, that was not me. That was Ricky.
No, Ricky didn't even pick the Eagles to win the division.
He picked the Cowboys, but I did not pick the Cowboys to go. I did not pick the Cowboys to go 13-4.
Yes, you did. I can go back and look at it if you want me to.
Oh,
all right, go ahead. But
he
I'm
said
pretty sure I didn't.
He said he got receipts. Okay.
Somebody got to keep up what we saying on here.
Listen, man, our offense, when you add complementary pieces, first off, I don't think I've seen our running backs this depth in a very long time. Between Miles Sanders, Gainwell, Boston Scott, you can even throw Jalen in there as the fourth running back because that brother can take off if and when needed. It's refreshing to be able to have a run game that is going to help us move the chains. And then with the wide receivers and also our tight ends, Jalen now has third, fourth, and maybe even a fifth read to look and see, as long as he can keep the play going and extend the play, someone eventually is going to get open. If you try to double team one of our guys, that you might as well forget about it. We putting 6 on the board. Okay. The addition of AJ Brown, great. Devontae Smith, love him. Dallas Goedert is a tight end that a lot of people now are just throwing into their scouting report because they understand where he fits in. And then our offensive line, which, by the way, I know I shouldn't be critical of this, but our offensive line needs to stop being ineligible receivers downfield. Like, y'all know where you're supposed to go. Stay in your lane and let the rest of our crew do what they got to do. But to see that happen at least 3 times last night, I was like, if we get one more ineligible receiver downfield penalty, at a time where we were up and we were winning, that's what I mean by I'm very critical about what my team can do. Defensively, I got Fletcher Cox, I got Brandon Graham, Darius Slay, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I mean, I got Epps in there. This defense, again, reminds me of those defenses that have stood up to every offense, taken the best punch in the mouth and said, Avonte Maddox, throwing him out there as well, and just said, look, you can try, but we gonna show you what an underdog is truly. We embody that.
Yeah, they looked good. Bearman, what you take from last night with the Eagles and what they did to the Vikings?
Well, the Eagles, I mean, I've always said that the Eagles, I feel like they're one of those teams where they can basically be a Jekyll and Hyde. They can either be really good, they can either be really bad, or they could be mediocre. And so far, they're actually showing signs of really showing great potential. So I mean, that win against Detroit, I mean, Philadelphia did make a mistake that nearly cost them, but luckily for them, it didn't. But, because Detroit putting up 35 points on them you can't ignore it. But now you take a look at, they beat a Vikings team that beat Green Bay. But again, it was primetime, wasn't it? And we all know the whole issue with Captain Kirk and primetime. So basically, we really shouldn't be surprised. I mean, especially Kirk Cousins throwing 3 interceptions. It's kind of what we expected, wouldn't you say?
I don't remember, but somebody bring that up and try to make somebody change their mind. They go Philly.
Yeah.
They didn't want to go Philly.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, you might want to check your messenger, Darnell, because I got my record for the Cowboys prediction. It was Eagles. I had 13-4, not Dallas.
That's what I was saying. You had the Eagles going 13-4.
Yeah, and I have Dallas at 9-8.
Well, I will say that is something that I thought I would never see or hear in my lifetime. And a Cowboys fan projecting the Eagles to go 13-4. Listen, I love my team, but I am also a realist. I believe I have them either at 11-6 or 12-5 because, to your point, Barrett, Texas, there are those Jekyll and Hyde moments where one week I'm looking at my team and I'm like, oh, we can't be touched. And then another week I'm looking at my team and I'm like, who the devil are you? Like, where is this coming from? Did y'all go out and forget to practice this week? Like, what is going on? So I completely understand, and I thank you for that, but this is where I have to put my unbiased hat on and say, I know what we're capable of, but it's the NFL. And divisional games, throw the rule book and the playbook and everything else out the window. Divisional games are always going to be where anything and everything is possible. So,
well, Mr. Wilson, let me quickly say this. What we saw from the Cowboys in week 1, especially on offense, all those bad things were exactly what I have been saying on my Cowboys show for months and months and months. And for many months, Cowboy fans were really telling me that I had no idea what I'm saying. So that's why I tweeted saying, too hard on the Cowboys, am I? Because it was right there. I mean, this week was obviously a different story, although there was still a lot of problems, but we'll get to that. But, for me, I love my Cowboys. But if you love your team so much and if you have respect for the game of football, and if you really want to establish yourself as a true journalist, you got to tell it like it is, even if that means, criticizing your favorite team. At the end of the day, I just do my job, to the best of my ability.
And y'all do it well here on ArchRivals Football. Let me just say, I can appreciate, what y'all bring, and it's refreshing. You know what I mean? Y'all aren't just talking out both sides of your neck. So
I can't tell you. I mean, Mr. Wilson, Playmaker speaks so highly of you. He showed me a lot of your work, and I'll be honest. I mean, I've learned, I've learned some things from you too. I don't know if I've told you that before, but I've learned from you as well, and I appreciate that.
I'm very humbled by that when I get those compliments from people. And I've learned to start accepting them more because I am my biggest critic. Like even the show that we did last night, I went back and looked at it. And again, I'm always picking stuff apart. But thank you. That means a lot. And Playmaker already knows, man. I just try to, use what I do and share it with everybody. I ain't a man. I always say I'm never a hard man to find. And truly, it is. I enjoy this. But Playmaker, can I ask you a question before I ride out of here?
Go ahead.
Because I just need to know. Because I have high expectations for your Super Bowl champion team.
You ain't the only one. That
I know.
One that's in the background do too.
I do. I'm just checking in with you. That's all I'm doing. You 1-1. I'm just checking in to see how you feeling thus far. That's all.
When Thursday get here, I have to answer to that question when I do it. So right now, I'm stuck between two ways at this moment.
Okay. I mean, because look,
they did win, but I don't like how they won.
But a W is a W, and I think we need to get past that point of, I don't like how they won or how. No, you won. At the end of the day, that's what people are going to remember. See, us as journalists, we're going to go back and look at the full tape and be like, see, we could have done this, or maybe if we had done that, and why did we do this here? But as just the average fan who appreciates Sunday, Monday, and Thursday nights, all they care about is the W. That's it. As long as you putting up W's and not putting up L's, hey, they love you.
Hey, that's why I love being in Rams groups on social media, because I just threw that question out there. I got so many comments, and so I said, okay. And most people leaning one way. So when I do Rambley Talk, you'll know where I'm at.
Okay. That is fair.
That is my brother, Eric Wilson, right there. Sports Arena, Mondays and Wednesdays. Alex Fleming's NFL Carousel Thursdays. That man does it all. That man is very busy, and that man knows what he's doing. I thank you for coming on.
Appreciate, gentlemen. Much love to you all at ArchRivals Football. Keep up the good work, man. I'm going to holler at y'all. I'm going to bring y'all on the sports with you. We're going to have some fun.
You have a good one, sir. It's great talking to you, and would love to have you back on again soon.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We're going to do this again. Thank you, fellas.
All right, let's take a break. Let's get one of our sponsors in here real quick. And then when we come back, we're going to dive into what the heck happened on Sundays.
Paint Train Pipe Bomb Productions and the Playmakers blog are now both partnered with Fanatics. Fanatics is now your new home for all fan merchandise from the MLB, the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, MLS, NASCAR, WWE, international soccer leagues, and golf. Check out the links below for everyday deals on fanatics.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for that. And Fanatics, go ahead and get everything that you need, whether it's basketball, football, whatever sports where you need. Fanatics is the way to go. And hop on special deals that they got too. Also, if you want to support ArchRivals, you can make a donation to the PayPal that's on down there at the bottom. And as we continue our recap of what took place Sunday, does either the Bearman or the Master Mayhem want to tell me what happened on Sunday night?
Sorry, I had to wait for the Master of Mayhem to give the no comment reaction, guys. I'm sorry. All right. Anyway, so you want to know what happened on Sunday, Playmaker? You want a good answer. You want sophistication, but most of all, you want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
What we saw on Sunday is basically football, because NFL football is unpredictable. So we kind of saw how we expected it too. Shocking results, surprising results, caught off guard, blindsided, however you want to describe the situation. The bottom line is we saw some unique football because we didn't really get what we expected, but quite frankly, that's the blessing of football because, again, the fact that it's unpredictable, it makes it exciting.
Now, when it comes to Sunday night football, it was the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now I know why Master Mayhem obviously has no comment because you were the lone wolf. I know.
I lone wolf Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I know, and I'm the guy who's afraid of going against Aaron Rodgers because it bites me right in the butt, right? And look at that. Went against him, and look at that. Mm-hmm.
Just to let Football Nation know, I did not watch anything after 4 o'clock. This is why I'm not saying anything.
What's the guy that I'm looking for? Who does Aaron Rodgers own?
The Chicago Bears.
And that you just like this is. I hate to say this, Bearman, but that is 2 picks that I literally gave you statistics to pick the other team, and you refused to pick the other team.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I can't just make a pick because somebody convinces me to. I mean, sometimes, Playmaker, sometimes you got to make that pick, and it turns out to be merely a judgment call. I mean, that's part of our world, making those kinds of picks, making a judgment call. I mean, that's not only part of our occupation, that's kind of part of life, right?
So your primetime games from Sunday night to the Monday night were all the same. One team took care of business at home. Green Bay was at home. You see what the final score was. Buffalo was at home. You seen what the final score was. Philly was at home. You seen what the final score was.
Yeah, we did.
So that's what happened. And now, since we got the primetime stuff out the way, let's get to the real heart of the matter, the 1 o'clock and the 4 o'clock games before we got to the primetime games, because this is just, I really don't know.
Unpredictable.
Maybe this is the reason why the mess up in him going through what he's going through, because this was one of them weeks I'm just looking like, I don't understand. I really don't understand.
But you know what? It's so unpredictable. Are we even meant to understand it? Are we?
I'm trying to figure it out.
See, you're dumbfounded. You're overwhelmed and you're dumbfounded because see that's right there. Are we seriously meant to understand it?
What games we got? So that's the last of the 1 o'clock slides to the 4. You know what? I'm gonna start with this. Jimmy G's back.
Yeah, so there goes Ricky's prediction. I mean, I don't know if Ricky was going to mention this, but Ricky did tell me that he thought that Jimmy G was going to land in Dallas. But there goes that. But I had said from the beginning, Dallas couldn't even make an offer to San Francisco. But it's not so much that they couldn't make an offer. The truth is they would not make an offer, and they wouldn't even if they had no choice. But moving on, yeah, Jimmy G's back. That foot it was not a pretty sight, was it, Playmaker?
Birds go out to Trey Lance as he misses the rest of the season, and San Fran feels right where they want to be at. Jimmy G's on the center, and they still got Deebo Samuel, and George Kittle should be returning, but you're still going to be without 2 running backs, so you have to rely on Justin Wilson Jr. to carry the load for your running game. But nevertheless, you took care of business. You did what the Broncos should have did on their Monday night game in Seattle, but you did what you had to do against Seattle and San Fran. Thank you for that. And speaking of them damn Broncos.
Well, before we move on, I've got a little bit of a verdict about San Fran and Seattle, if I may.
Go ahead.
Well, honestly, the fact that San Francisco goes from losing to Chicago, and then of course a big win over Seattle. Well, kind of looking at it, George Kittle didn't even make his return, but as far as the division goes, your Rams. I mean, I understand the 49ers. The running game is obviously depleted right now, but based on how it goes, and I know we'll get to your Rams in a little bit. I mean, right now, the division could either belong to your Rams or to San Francisco, but then it's week 2. But there goes the unpredictable verdict that I laid out most recently. But the whole story with San Francisco is, I gave a window, didn't I, before the season started, that there will be a 4-week window to where we see if Trey Lance is still under center or if the 49ers revert back to Jimmy Garoppolo. So I didn't quite get it right, but I was halfway there. But, well, at least, the 49ers, like you said, they're back to exactly where they want to be, right?
When John hears this, John better be nervous when it comes to week 7.
Well, speaking of Mr. John Misak, I did actually speak to him about this. When he recapped the game between Dallas and Cincinnati on Cowboys Talk, we did actually speak a little bit about the rest of the week because we really felt that we had to. Like, it was just such an unpredictable week. We just couldn't help it if you will. But if we're now with Denver and Houston, I mean, you know how Ricky loves mentioning that there's certain games that he'll fall asleep. I think that Houston and Denver is a perfect example of that. Now, if he's in the back, if he can confirm quickly, Ricky, is this an example of the falling asleep situation that you like to describe?
No, it's exactly like I said. Denver fans, don't get excited. Just because you got Russell Wilson don't mean dick.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, he confirmed one thing, but Playmaker, I tell you, watching the highlights because part of the prep for this show is watching the highlights and studying, do the research, being a journalist. But I got to tell you, even watching the highlights, you're just kind of like, is this? I asked myself, is this even worth covering? But it is. But
the Master of Mayhem didn't watch, but what I'm about to tell him is right up his alley. You know what happened in the game, Master of Mayhem? They was already coming in without 3 receivers. Jerry Jeudy gets injured in the second quarter and didn't come back.
No. Hey. Goodbye.
Playmaker, I think at first they said that it was a shoulder injury, but I think what was the official diagnosis?
It was a shoulder injury. He didn't come back. Patrick Surtain, the second got injured with a shoulder injury. He didn't come back. I'm sitting here trying to figure out why is Houston still hanging with the Broncos right now. Oh, They lost Jerry Judy like 16 minutes into the damn game. Patrick Surtain went right behind them. And it took to the damn fourth quarter for Russell Wilson to finally throw a touchdown pass to a damn tight end.
Who actually, that tight end, I think that was the only catch he had in the game, too.
And I'm saying, I'm just thinking, like, Ricky's going to have a ball as the season goes along with the Denver Broncos because this is exactly what he was talking about.
Check this out, Playmaker. May I give you Russell Wilson's passing stats?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So he attempted 31 passes, but do you want to take a wild guess how many were completed?
I really don't care.
Well, I know you don't care, but believe me, like I think this is also the part where we're concerned because he only had 14 completions. Because John Misak was the one who brought it up. He was concerned about this. 14 for 31.
I want him to message me and tell me how he feels about that Jets game coming up in week 7 now.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially what the Jets did. Yeah.
I got a feeling Ricky's might win his bet. Matter of fact, is the Jets even on him?
Well, I'm not worried about it because I didn't bury Ricky for making that pick.
So then I go from one monstrosity to another one. Goddamn Las Vegas.
I actually caught the end of that game because it was actually broadcasted after the Cowboys game went off the air.
All right, so who did y'all pick to win the AFC West again? The Raiders, correct? Not looking good right now because first of all,
are you surprised that I'm laughing my butt off right now?
Because you know they're looking good whatsoever right now. They got smacked by the Chargers in week 1. You had the Carters down about 20 points, and they come back and taking it over. Oh, by the way, yeah. And I know Ricky didn't watch the game, but let me tell you how this went down. It's a 2-point conversion, correct? Kyler Murray's in shotgun. He likes the ball. All right, he stands in the pocket. The rush is coming. No, let me bail out. All right, no, I don't see nobody. Oh, the rush is still coming. Let me run to the other side of the field. Nobody's still open. All right, the rush is still coming. Let me duck, dab, and weave and move around some more. You know what? I'm sitting here. I'm tired. I just standing here for like 20 seconds looking down at that damn field. Nobody's open. I'm just going to run it in my damn self.
What was it? A 20-point lead for the Raiders?
Evaporated.
A 20-point lead down the toilet.
You let Kyler Murray stand back there. He got the pick. He said he wanted me. He looked at McDonald's. He said, "Nah, I don't want that one." Oh, let me move out the way. Burger King. No, I'm not feeling that one. Oh, let me keep moving around. Ooh, Chick-fil-A sounds really good. Oh, wait a minute. That's a roadblock right there. Can't go that way. Let me go right here over to check out Whataburger. And not feeling them right now. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to run right here to this Pizza Hut right here. And I'm going to go ahead and grab me a couple of pizza slices real quick and get this 2-point conversion. And I'll see y'all in overtime.
He's torturing me. You
see how long that took me to say all that? That's the exact amount of time Kyler Murray had on that damn play. And then, what make it worse? You get in overtime. Hunter Renfrow doesn't fumble not once, but twice.
And the second time, the luck was gone because the second time.
Bye. I'm going back to the crib.
The play before, I think, was a dropped interception. That could have been a pick 6, I believe. Well, who knows if it could have been a pick 6. I mean, it definitely would have. It definitely probably would have been enough to put Arizona in field goal range.
That ticked me the hell off. I'm like, how in the hell do you let Arizona win? Arizona should be 0-2 right now. And then we go from that monstrosity to what was almost a monstrosity, which includes my team, but I'll get to them with Rambley talk. So Fair man. The comeback that wasn't is all yours.
Yeah, because I'm going to talk about something that obviously you don't like to hear, but the Rams defense is a question mark. But you know what's funny? You know what's funny about this game? You know what the Rams almost did, right? They almost blew a certain lead, but do you know what? I know that. I would ask Ricky, but I'm sure there was a certain lead that the Rams had at one point, but it was almost blown. Do you want to give the reminder, or shall I? Or Ricky, do you want to do the honors?
Ricky didn't watch the game.
Yeah.
He didn't watch none of the afternoon games. He watched the 1:00 games.
Your Los Angeles Rams nearly once had a 20-3 lead, and it was almost blown away. And it's funny, it's Atlanta that was down 28-3, not Los Angeles.
I will say it is. You know how I brought up Hunter Renfrow, one of the nice, good slot receivers who doesn't really fumble the ball, but he caught it up twice against the Cardinals. Another wide receiver who's sure-handed and catches almost everything that comes his way.
Oh, Cooper Kupp.
And what did he do? He coughed it up.
I mean, it's not only that, but Matthew Stafford had another 2 interceptions. So the defense, gave up those plays, but then the offense, I've had is this are these like symptoms of a Super Bowl hangover, Playmaker?
I ain't made my decision.
Now, yeah, because I spoke about Cincinnati. I mean, a Super Bowl hangover is definitely the signs and the symptoms, but I mean, hey, what do those teams have a win so far? Yeah. But they did start out 0-1.
You got anything to say while you're in the background about my team, sir?
Absolutely, positively not.
It's like you said, he didn't watch it.
And speaking of the other team that was in the Super Bowl, the Cincinnati Bengals, damn a goddamn hangover. How do you upgrade the one position, the one problem that you have? You upgrade it, and your quarterback is still getting his ass whooped.
Well, it's simple because obviously the moves does not equal to an upgrade. He was sacked 6 times. I think that's 13 for the season so far for Joe Burrow. Am I right?
Yes.
And I said on Cowboys Talk, one of the keys to victory is the Cowboys are going to have to sack Joe Burrow at least 4 times. They did it 6 times. And interestingly enough, the matchup between Jamar Chase and Trayvon Diggs, the stats of that game, well, I certainly mentioned that on Cowboys Talk, but Jamar Chase did not give Trayvon Diggs a hard time. As a matter of fact, I should mention that both Jamar Chase and T. Higgins were held to 100 yards receiving. And Joe Burrow was held to under 200 yards passing.
You know what? Everybody want to give Trayvon Diggs his due because Jamar Chase had 2 catches for 14 yards.
Yeah.
When you got a goddamn 11 and white, it makes it easy for you.
Yeah, Micah Parsons. And yeah, isn't it amazing that when the Cowboys selected him, that it was amazing he was still there and the Cowboys took him? Micah Parsons, 4 sacks in the season, and I should mention this as I mentioned this on Cowboys Talk. He is the 4th Cowboy in history to have multiple sacks within the first 2 games. DeMarcus Lawrence did it back in 2017. DeMarcus Ware back in 2011, and Charles Haley in 1994.
How in the hell is Jamar Chase supposed to get the ball when number 9 keeps seeing 11 in his goddamn face?
Because apparently it seems that Cincinnati still has no offensive line. Well, ironic, a current Bengals offensive lineman is a former Cowboy. That would be Lyle Collins, and well, I mean, he got penalized a few times. I mean, he got he had a bad day in the office. But the offense got off to a good start. But we see all of a sudden the Cowboys offense sputters. The play calling again goes back to being deeply conservative. That's why freaking Kellen Moore drives me crazy. Starts off good, and then the running game still not being full to the potential.
Hey, you Hush. You beat us. You beat a team that was in the Super Bowl last year.
I'm gonna hush. Yeah, the offense could have been a whole lot better. Yeah, I'm gonna hush. Yeah.
You weren't supposed to be in the lead in the goddamn way. The fact that you had that damn lead was freaking surprising.
It was nearly blown away. Okay. It was nearly blown away. Okay. The offense sputtered. You saw it.
And if it was blown away, the word would have been right. Because y'all weren't supposed to be beating the damn Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, considering that I had Cincinnati winning 27-10. Okay.
All three of us had, and all the damn world had Cincinnati win. That's why Michael Irvin went on first taking an act of the damn fool. Goddamn Cooper Rush 2-0. Ain't that some crap? And go to the next screen. Oh,
how the hell could we?
Can I say that for last? Oh my god!
He just says no. If you want to talk about a playmaker, I can do it.
Before I get started, I'm gonna let Ricky remind the people what he said about the Baltimore Ravens when we did our preview.
I really honestly don't remember.
When they came to Lamar Jackson and him not getting his contract.
Oh, for God's sake.
Right, I think regardless of whether or not he's getting his contract or not, all I got to say is this. The Miami Dolphins came back from a 21-point deficit and haven't done that since 2005. 2005. 17 lowly years ago.
I was 12 years old.
And apparently, the trademark, nobody can figure out Lamar bullshit, happened in the second half of the game on Sunday. Because the Miami Dolphins came back from 21 down and scored with 11 seconds left to take the lead.
I still feel good about myself because who picked the Dolphins to win?
You.
Not the way that I wanted them to do it, but damn it, they won. Now, here's my thing. Lamar Jackson threw a 75-yard touchdown. He ran for a 75 touchdown run. First player to do that since Michael Vick. Was that 2004 or 2005? That might have been the same year. I don't really recall.
2004, I believe.
So Lamar Jackson, for the most part, did his job. But let me ask this question. And I'm pretty sure this is a rhetorical question, but most people know the answer to this. When you hear the Baltimore Ravens, what comes to mind?
Crab cakes.
When you hear Baltimore Ravens, does a Ray Lewis pop in your head? Does a Terrell Suggs pop in your head? Maybe even an Ed Reed, We're talking defense.
Ray Lewis.
What did the Baltimore Ravens forget about in the fourth damn quarter? Defense. So you let Tyreek Hill beat you for a touchdown. Granted, because that is Tyreek Hill, he's going to get at least one correct there, man. He's going to get at least one deep point. He's called a cheater for a reason. But the very next possession, he gets behind you again with nobody within 20 yards of him. Where's the secondary? Where's Baltimore? John Harbaugh, I'm looking at you.
They were sleeping.
I'm not going to get into the stats because I got to say that for a special set. But a 28-point fourth quarter.
28-3 was actually that was actually the fourth quarter. Miami scores Baltimore 3.
For the Miami Dolphins to go to the big crab cake and take down the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens. And if you put money on this game, I know you were pissed off. Because that fourth quarter came and you just seen the lead just trickle down. and all of a sudden, you got a big fat L.
In an embarrassing fashion, if I may.
All right, we can go to the next.
Bump, 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 bump.
Ugh. Do I see Cleveland on my screen?
Oh, you see Cleveland, all right. Oh, okay, Playmaker. You see, when Ricky told me that he wasn't going to watch football for the rest of the day, you know what the ironic part about that was? It was right after not only Miami completed the comeback, but when the New York Jets completed their comeback in a span, which was like, what, 2 minutes?
How y'all feel about that damn F now? That actually made Ricky go off on Saturday.
That fucking elf.
I think
so.
Is that well? I mean, nah.
Let me put this to bed because I know when Nick Chubb came out and said he messed up and whatnot. Nick Chubb, you do not apologize for what you did because you know why? Because your ass did what you're supposed to do.
3 touchdowns.
You supposed to score. When you scored, you made the game a 13-point game. Your dumbass kicker, on the other hand, didn't make it 14 because he missed the damn extra point.
No, Cooper had a good game.
And then your dumbass secondary forgot how to stick wide receiver for the New York Jets out of all people.
Just end the season, man. Just end the season.
Joe Flacco. In under 2 minutes. Scored 14 points to beat you in your home opener with the goddamn FY's the 50-yard line logo.
And check this out. Corey Davis, 2 catches for 83 yards. Huh.
Yeah, you know why? Because one of them touchdowns was him going for a 75-yard with nobody near him. Like I'm gonna say this, like I said on Snowman in the morning. October can't get here fast enough for Cleveland, can it? Y'all better off watching your basketball team, the Cleveland Cavaliers, than watching the Browns.
Fuck Brownie the elf. Fuck him in the big asshole with a big rubber elfy dick.
You can't let go of the elf. Can you cuss the Browns out for what they did? Because you, of all people,
that fucking elf deemed them dead. The fucking mascot is a goddamn dog, not a fucking elf. You fucking unoriginal bastards.
You let the Jets beat you in less than 2 minutes. The Jets. By the way, we ain't done with talking New York teams because New York teams had a great weekend, a very great weekend. But before I get to them, I said it was going to happen, and goddamn it, it pisses me off. It might have been ugly, because the hell show wasn't pretty. But damn it, Ricky's Patriots went to Pittsburgh and beat the Steelers yet again. Now, I'm pretty sure this is the game that you watched, Ricky, so go ahead.
I actually watched quite a few at the same time. Oh, my team. Should have lost the game, by the way. Just going to say that. Their offense looks horrible. Their defense looks horrible. Pittsburgh shot themselves in the foot quite a few times. And no, Mitchell Trubisky is not the answer at quarterback. Because he was very pretentious on throwing the ball. Or the play calling. Was everything short? Bullshit. That Pats defense does not swarm the way they're supposed to. The running game was good, died, came back at the end. That's the only way that they won the game.
Go ahead, Bear Man. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I kind of feel as though Ricky. I mean, The way Patriots winning at 17-14. In fact, that the Patriots were shut out in the fourth quarter, too. I mean, Trubisky, 21 for 33, 168 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Everybody was all over Trubisky after week 1, weren't they? You see, I don't blame you for being silent because you know it's true. Everybody was all over Trubisky after week 1, and we see the results right there. I'm like, well, there you go. One game is not gonna solidify the guy, okay? And of course, Mike Tomlin goes out there and makes a statement, says that he's gonna be patient.
Patient, my left nut.
See, that's
you upset the AFC champions the week before with him throwing the ball around the yard. Now you're gonna put a fucking cock on his a chain on his cock and tell him not to sling the ball around the field? Are you out of your fucking mind? The Patriots defense is not the fucking 49ers defense. It's not the Buccaneers defense. Hell, it ain't even close to the fucking Rams defense. And this pussy ain't throwing the ball? Are you fucking kidding me? His numbers were better in week 1 than they were on Sunday. And he had a ton more opportunities to do it with a hurt fucking running back. And he didn't throw the ball like a fucking mamby-pamby idiot.
So can I ask you this, Ricky? Was Mitch Trubisky just being absolutely gutless? Or did he just simply underestimate his own self and it bit him right in the ass?
I'll be honest with you. I think the play calling for the Pittsburgh Steelers was dumb. Personally, it was dumb. Take advantage of a secondary that's not as strong as it was in years past. There's not one Pro Bowl corner on this team, and you can't throw the ball around the yard. I'm not going to tote any freaking numbers, but when they got torched by Miami the week before, Pittsburgh should have took advantage of having that secondary. Did they? Absolutely not. And when you got a banged up running back, well, let's not give him the ball as much. We're going to give it more to the backup than we are going to be the starter. That was case in point. That pass rush is not the the defense for the Patriots is not the same. And you want to top that all off, the only positive thing I could take out for the Patriots on Sunday was their offensive line. Because they got called out in week 1, and they finally stood on their fucking heads for 4 quarters of a game. That's the only positive I'll take out of the Patriots game.
All right.
Goddamn Pittsburgh. All right.
It's not Pittsburgh. It's Schittsburg.
Whatever. I don't even care all the time. I picked them, and they still can't beat the Patriots, no matter who's that damn quarterback. Speaking of a guy who used to be a Patriot, that guy had needed to exercise his demons down in New Orleans against them Saints, and Bearman, Jameis turned into Jameis.
Yeah, but we also, I mean, apparently, should we be surprised about Mike Evans? I mean,
we'll get to him, but it ain't about him. Jameis turned into Jameis. When you have a team that has been whooping Tom Brady's ass since he became a Buccaneer. And you're the difference or the reason why Tom Brady can go off in the sunset knowing that he finally beat the damn Saints.
I just want to go on record and say this. If there was any game to nap to till the 7 minutes in the fourth quarter, was this game. Both offenses were absolutely miserable. Miserable. Even 45-year-old Thomas Edward Brady was completely Garbage.
You're not wrong, Ricky. 18 for 34, 190 yards.
And I don't want to hear, it's because we didn't have Chris Godwin, and we didn't have this guy, and we didn't have... No. I don't want to hear that. Okay?
Because the Saints and the Buccaneers defense are both top 5.
Okay, but you also had a Saints team that did not have a good running game because there was no Alvin Kamara. He was scratched an hour before game time. So, if you really looked for anything for Jameis to freaking bite off of, was definitely not the running game. That's first off. Second off, whatever bullshit that happened in the fucking fourth quarter between Lattimore shooting his mouth off to Tom Brady, Leonard Fournette standing there with a thumb up his ass. Oh, here comes Mike Evans. Let's pounce fucking Lattimore across the fucking field and get ejected. And then, as much as anybody doesn't want to say it, they don't want to hear it, they don't want to see it, the 3 fucking monkeys, the refs gave fucking Tampa everything they wanted so they can get Tom Brady out of the fucking building. Because there were plays in that fourth quarter, there was missed calls, there was spotting of the ball, which I thought was bullshit. And automatically now, all of a sudden, it's fucking 3-3 with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And now points are being scored. 20 points scored in fucking 7 minutes. Give me a fucking break.
I hear you, but Jameis Winston threw 3 damn picks.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Again,
I mean,
the fucking refs pretty much should have just said, Tom Brady, drop your drawers on the 50-yard line, and we're all going to give you fellatio at the same time. Give me a fucking break.
I mean, you're not wrong at all, Ricky. But the 3 interceptions. I mean, of course, it's no surprise because Darnell, you made the point clear at the beginning when you reminded us that Jameis Winston was being Jameis Winston, right?
And when I watch these shows like Get Up in the First Day, Dan Orlovsky showed the reason why Jameis is the way he is. You're trying to hit Chris Olave, who's being double teamed, but guess who's running open underneath? That will be 13. Who's number 13? Oh, that is Michael Thomas. Who's the number 1 receiver in New Orleans? Michael Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
He's running free underneath. Why is you going deep? This is the stuff that makes Jameis the way that he is. He wants to go deep. He wants the big play. If you don't take that short 5-yard in and let Michael Thomas do what he need to do, you want to get your ass whooped in the fourth quarter. This is the stuff that makes me angry with quarterbacks like him. And speaking of quarterbacks, Jared Goff played a complete game as a Detroit Lion. And they beat Ricky's favorite quarterback to pick on, Carson Wentz and the Washington Commanders.
Thank fucking God.
4 touchdowns for Jared Goff. 4 freaking touchdowns.
Not for anything. I said this when we went into week 1. Goff is like Ryan Fitzpatrick. They both are almost in the same mold. They have a good season. They have a shit season. And then they trend back upwards again. Now, from my recollection from week 1, when they played the Sheagles, Jared Goff's numbers weren't that bad in that game either. And now he puts up this amount on the Washington Commanders.
Good job, Jared Goff. Detroit's looking pretty good. You giving people something to think about.
They're not going to be I don't think they're going to be as much of a pushover like Eric said earlier. They are a team on the rise.
And speaking of a team that looked good Sunday, what city on my man, Bearman?
Team that also looked good on Sunday.
Didn't I say that a team hasn't won at a certain place in 7 tries?
Yeah, the Jaguars and the Colts.
And who did I pick again?
You picked the Jaguars.
Matt
Matt
Ryan.
Okay, not over. Well, okay. I guess when I said 0 for 3, that's basically that's the fact that he had 0 touchdowns and 3 picks. So sometimes when I see a quarterback that has a game where he has 0 touchdowns but 3 picks, I just can't help it but say he went 0 for 3. But even though that's not true, because with passing he went 16 for 30. But I think you guys get what I was trying to say, right?
How you feeling, Matt Ryan? How you doing over there, sir? You got your ass handed to you. You didn't even score a single point.
I mean, this is what's so disappointing. Jonathan Taylor, 9 carries for 54 yards, but no touchdowns. For fantasy purposes, that's obviously frustrating.
I don't know. The Jaguars started him up every time they got. Every time he touched the ball, you had 3 Jaguars right there.
I'm just going to go on record by saying this. A lot of fantasy picks, for example, Jonathan Taylor, have not had good numbers the first 2 weeks of the season.
Well, how do you think I feel? Because I'm the one who picked Taylor in the overall.
Thank God I did not draft fantasy football this year.
All right. Enough of that.
I mean, I am the one who picked the underdogs, and that's 3 for me right there, correct?
Yeah. So Ricky and I are 0 for 3. Well, if I want to talk about 0 for 3, that's me and Ricky.
Oh, I'm not done.
I'm 0 for the weekend. Who cares?
Because the last game I didn't get to is the other team up in New York.
Who barely won. They barely won.
I don't care who wins a win, damn it. I picked the Giants, and the Giants took down Baker Mayfield, Christian McCaffrey, and the Carolina Panthers to go 2-0.
So I guess Ricky, can I ask you this? Are the Panthers truly trash then?
I'm not going to say that they're truly trash. I just think that they really have not found their niche yet.
Okay.
Think of it this way. The Panthers, through 2 games, have lost by a combined how many points? Because they didn't they didn't lose by much to the Browns, and they didn't lose by much to the Giants. I think it's a total of what, 6 points, 5 points.
Right.
So it's not that the Panthers' defense is horrible. It's their offense that's horrible. They can't put up points, or enough points, I should say, to win.
Baker.
I love it. All right, show me them records.
I don't have them up.
Oh, you don't have them up?
I don't have them up.
I should have known.
Nope, I just didn't download them. I rushed. You can see how well this show has been going so far.
For me, I think it's been going quite well.
Oh, I've already fucked up a graphic, so it's okay.
We'll be still averaging 2,000 downloads, 2,000 views.
Do we go to a break, or do we go to Thursday?
Don't worry, I got them. See, this is what happens when you download stuff and you save them on your phone.
Yeah, and then I have to reprogram them all.
Mm-hmm. So, the 2 gentlemen that does the show with me went for a 6-10 in week 2. Yours truly reversed them numbers. I have a nice 4-game lead on the Preds, which probably ain't gonna last long because knowing him, he's probably gonna start making picks and start making his comeback.
Oh wait, so he is part of the Pick'em program?
No, not on ESPN.
Not on ESPN. There's the 3 of us for the show.
Oh, well, then there's no choice.
And Bearman, you have a lot of catching up to do. You're like really.
Yeah.
Every show needs a horse's ass.
Yeah, and that's you.
Yes, I am.
And all right, and real quickly, my play of the week, I have 3. It's the trio of the Miami Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill, and Jalen Waddle. Them three and what they did, I'm pretty sure you heard it all week for the past 2 days of what the numbers they had and the numbers they put up. So them three, my players of the week for week 2. Any objections?
Nope.
All right. Commercial break, and then we're gonna preview this sad Thursday night.
Pain Train Pipe Bomb Productions is now partnered with NFLShop.com. NFLShop.com, which is brought to you by Fanatics, brings you amazing team items like game day jerseys, hats, t-shirts, hoodies, team banners, and more. Check out the link below for great, amazing everyday deals on NFLShop.com.
Okay.
All right. So thank you for that yet again. Another sponsor of ours, NFLShop.com. Get your gear, get your sportswear. And also, if you want to contribute to our show, we have our PayPal down at the bottom of the ticker. Go ahead and enjoy the show, especially because I know y'all love how this setup is, how we bring the information and the facts to the show, because the reviews show it all. So go ahead, keep the show going by donating if you can. All right, I've been messing with Ricky all night long because he's been hiding in the background, but now it's games like this the reason why he doesn't want to show his goddamn face.
No, I'm just not in the mood. I have my male PMS.
That too, but it's games like this where Ricky goes off when it comes to Thursday night football. What is this?
It's the Battle of Schittsburg at the Toilet Bowl. Fucking, what do they call him again? Brownie the Elf? We should put Brownie on the shelf.
You gonna subject Al Michaels, the great Al Michaels, and I love Kurt Hershey when he calls games. So this monstrosity here. So this monstrosity. By the way, before I even continue, last week was the first game on Amazon Prime. What would you think how it looked on Amazon Prime?
Listen to it on the radio.
I think you listen to it on the radio. Bearman?
Yuck.
We can't even see you.
Yeah.
You don't want having a technical difficulty.
You went sideways.
You don't like Amazon Prime?
I mean, as far as shopping wise, it's definitely a reliable source, but watching football on Amazon Prime, not my thing.
Let me tell you, from the reviews that I heard about Amazon Prime, oh my God. Yeah, apparently the game glitched a lot. Wasn't shocked. But
it depends on what network you had, because when I did it, perfectly clear, no glitches, no nothing. I got to watch it straight through with no problem.
Yeah, I think it was kind of okay on the Wi-Fi, but I don't think it was great on people's smart TVs.
No, that's why I watched it on a smart TV.
Well, a lot of people complained that it glitched. So, yeah.
Everybody Wi-Fi ain't the same.
A lot of people don't live in New York either, but that's besides the point.
Why you gotta bring New York in this?
Because I can.
This ain't nothing about New York. Okay, we know you damn sports team, but all the sports teams doing well in New York. The damn Giants, the Jets, the Yankees, and the goddamn Mets. And by the way, congratulations on finally making the postseason.
So supposedly, the line right now, currently, as of 9:10 p.m. on the 20th of September 2022, is -4.5, under over 38.
Who's getting the 4.5?
I believe the home team is getting the 4.5.
All right, let's get this over with because I really don't want to spend more time on this. Bearman, which crappy team you taking?
Oh my God.
And now you know how I felt when I had to pick the Detroit or Washington.
Oh, that was a money pick, man. What are you kidding?
It turned out to be a money pick. Okay?
It was a money pick. I was glad I put money on that one live on the air.
Oh, God. See,
Hey, it paid the bills for the rest of the month.
you know what? I mean, it's more than that. It's the fact that I've not been good with the picks at all so far this season. I mean, honestly, I've been atrocious.
You still got a pick.
You know what? I'm probably just gonna make a bigger fool out of myself. I'm gonna go Pittsburgh.
One for the away team, Master of Mayhem.
Home team.
One for the home team. That means that leaves it up to me to see which one they're going along with the other team. Trubisky versus Harris, Nick Chubb,
Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, you're right. Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones. Then you have Deontay Johnson, Clayton Cable, George Pickens. No TJ Watt for Pittsburgh, but no Jadeveon Clowney for Cleveland.
He hasn't made an impact all year.
Yeah, you're right, but still, they threw that out there. So, the Browns secondary don't know how to cover a Jets receiver, so I must 50 out to cover a Steelers receiver. But yet again, Trubisky is the damn quarterback. You know what? Give me Pittsburgh. That means the Master Man has Lone Wolf and Brownie the Elf.
Fuck Brownie the Elf.
So, all right, that's enough of that. And the craziness, that was the football. Oh, no, the craziness doesn't stop because I got buried down the gridiron. All right, got to talk college football, man.
Oh, and little side note before we go off the air. Tampa Bay has signed Cole Beasley to a $29 million contract over the next 2 years. Starting out on the practice squad, will be activated before Sunday's game against Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm actually glad you said that because, yeah. By the way, we're going to figure out something about Saturday because I got something going on. Rich got something going on, so we might figure out something about Saturday. Nevertheless, somehow, someway, we would get the picks up and running so y'all know who we got. But that's further down. Tomorrow, Bear Down the Gridiron, 7 p.m. Me and Bearman with the press running the show in the back. College football because a lot went on to college football. And now it's my turn to laugh. Bearman had his turn last week. Now it's my turn. So, Bearman, any final words?
Nope.
Anything else, Master of Mayhem?
Nope.
The Master of Mayhem.
Hold on. I farted. There you go.
He doesn't have the sound bite, so he created it.
Yes, real, live, and in person.
No, but until tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, I am the Playmaker. Have a wonderful night.
You've just experienced ArchRivals Football Season 4. Click that like button and subscribe so you'll be notified when a new Arch episode is live on the air. Check out our sponsor links down below for everyday deals on Fanatics, NFLshop.com, and Points.com. Need merch? Check out www.paintrainpipebomb.threadless.com for quality merch at amazing prices. Tune in again next time for ArchRivals Football Season 4.